Hi, Miss.
Hi, Miss Safa. Good morning.
Good morning, Miss. Yalla, we will start in 2 minutes, waiting for the others to join, okay?
Okay.
Good morning, Miss.
Okay, Miss. So today we are going to start with a new lecture. We are going to start a new theme. Some of you haven't joined yet, some of the students, but I have to start. I will wait for 2 minutes in 11:05. Okay, 11 past 5. Not more than that. Okay? So that I'll be fair. I gave them enough time to join.
Hi, Miss. Hi, Miss.
Okay, guys, let's start. I will share screen now. So let's start with our theme for today. This is the first theme in semester 2. Its title is Famous Scientists and Scientific Discoveries. So from the big title of the theme, we can deduce that the reading lessons that we are going to are related to famous scientists and to some of the scientific discoveries which have changed our world and have changed our lives. Okay? First of all, before I start with there's a video that I want you to watch. This video is related to our lesson and is related to the science that we are going to discuss in our lesson, which is anatomy. Okay, so the video you are going to watch is about anatomy, and the lesson that we are going to cover is about a person who discovered this science or who made this issue, which is called nowadays anatomy, which have changed our lives. Okay, let's watch the video first and then we will continue with the lesson. Let's start.
This is DITW Anatomy and Physiology, and you are watching the video on what is anatomy and physiology. When you think anatomy, think structure. When you think physiology, think function. When I speak of anatomy and physiology, I am specifically referring to human anatomy and physiology. And you may be asking yourself, what is anatomy and what is physiology? I will break it down simply. Let's start with anatomy. Anatomy is the field of study involved in the structure of the human body. One of the difficult things to understanding anatomy is understanding the language or the terminology associated with anatomy, which is derived from Latin and Greek. So a lot of these words may be unfamiliar to you, but just like any other language, you can learn it by exposing yourself and understanding the context by which the words are used. If I refer to the right pectoralis major muscle, I am speaking about a very specific chest muscle. If I refer to your gastrointestinal tract, I'm referring to parts of the organ system involved in digesting/absorbing food, like your stomach and intestines. The human body displays many regular patterns in terms of muscle structure, bone structure, organ structure. I'm referring to a specific bone of the body, and each structure of the human body may have many other common features. For example, the humerus of each arm has a little ridge at the distal, which we refer to as the medial epicondyle. The aorta, the large artery that provides passage of blood leaving the heart, typically has 3 arterial branches, which have specific names. When you think anatomy, think structure. Physiology is the field of study involved in the function of the human body. Okay, fine, we have muscles, but how do they work? How does the brain pass a signal along the brainstem, which eventually moves your arm? Physiology dives into the underlying biology and chemistry, which helps us understand how the human body works or functions. Many people confuse physiology with psychology, which are 2 different fields. Psychology.
Okay, guys, who can tell me, what did you understand from the video? What is anatomy and what is physiology?
الصوت كتير عم بيقطع سامع شيء
أنا أصلا كمان الماث عندي ضمني
By raising your hands, Yeah. Who can tell me what do we mean by anatomy and what do we mean by physiology?
Miss Manal. أنا سامعين.
ما بنسمع شيء.
وين
راحة.
لا انطفي الماي.
جوز 11 اتمنى
نتمنى يخلص اللايف هلا.
ان شاء الله.
مس صفاء بعدها. مس صفاء بعدها.
بعدها باللايف.
مين هلا يعني I can't describe this person who was talking. If you wish that the live ends now, you may leave the live now. I'm not obliging anyone to attend. Let's continue. What did you understand from the video? What do you mean by anatomy? By raising your hands. So you're all muted now, huh? No answers?
مصطفى كتير عم بقطش.
يعني I cannot do anything about it. We are all suffering from internet connection. So, what is anatomy based on what we have watched? Did you watch the video with me?
مس كان عم بيقطش الصوت ما سمعنا شيء.
الصوت ابدا كان رايح الصوت كان بس عم نقش على السكرين.
طيب. I will repeat. Watch the first 2 minutes just to know what do you mean by anatomy, and then I will ask you, and I want answers from all of you.
This is DITW Anatomy and Physiology, and you are watching the video on what is anatomy and physiology. When you think anatomy, think structure. When you think physiology, think function. When I speak of anatomy and physiology, I am specifically referring to human anatomy and physiology. And you may be asking yourself, what is anatomy and what is physiology? I will break it down simply. Let's start with anatomy. Anatomy is the field of study involved in the structure of the human body. One of the difficult things to understanding anatomy is understanding the language or the terminology associated with anatomy, which is derived from Latin and Greek.
Okay. So now, what is anatomy? What does anatomy study?
يا مس والله صوتك عم بقطش بس ما في اسمك.
مس مش سامعين صوتك ابدا.
مس انا كثير عم بقطش.
وأنا I cannot hear you كمان.
يا مس كتير.
يلا stop. يلا stop. Stop. I can't even hear you. Same يعني. Even your voices are lagging. Even your voices are lagging. Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
بس بضل يقطش. اسمعك شوي برجع بيقطش.
ايه وانتوا كمان even me I can't hear you.
لا قطش مش سامعين شيء.
طيب. What is anatomy?
Nah. She said, what is anatomy?
What is anatomy? Based on what you have watched.
I think it's the study of a human body.
Very good. Study of the human body or study of the structure of every organ in the human body. From the pictures that you can see, it seems that anatomy is when you dissect or study the human's body or the organs of a human body, not their function, their structure. When you study their function, it means you are studying physiology. And when you are studying their structure, you are studying anatomy. Okay?
Okay.
Let's now move to the genre of our lesson. Today, our lesson is going to be a biography. Who knows what is a biography? Who can define a biography? What is a biography?
I say it.
What is a biography?
Biography is something that is about a person's life.
Very good. About a person's life.
أو لا عشان أنا ما سمع شيء.
So when we talk about a person's life, it means this is a biography. Very good. So when we read a text about someone's life, this is a biography. And of course, a biography has some elements and features. We use in biography dates,
بس إذا أنت سمعت. Yes, ma'am.
إذا أنت عم تحكي إن إحنا مش سامعينك.
وإذا أنتوا عم تحكوا أنا مش سامعينكم. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Let's move. So we said that a biography is a text written to inform a reader about a real person's life. Usually we read biographies about famous people, famous singers, actors, scientists, physicists, chemists, and so on. Okay? Usually in biographies, there is something used called a chronological order added to the other features or to the other elements of a biography, which are the big moments, the childhood, the family, the facts, and so on. Now, before I move, can anyone tell me what is a chronological order?
بس أنا
Yes, Ali.
هذا الكتاب اللي بيكون بقلبه اليرز واللي بنحط بكل years صار.
Speak in English, ya Ali. Yes, it's the table or the chart in which you fill in the years or the events that happened. But a chronological order is not only a table, it's also the sequence of events in a certain text. And usually in biographies, we use the chronological order. Yani we use when was this person born, what happened with him when he was 10 years old, what happened next, what happened then, what happened finally, when did he die if he is dead, and so on. So this is what do we call a chronological order. Now we have covered this skill before, but I repeated explaining it because we are going to use it in this lesson, because this lesson is a biography. Okay, so as we said, a chronological order is when the author organizes the events in the story or the steps in process in order in which that occur. And usually we use dates in biographies. Keep this in mind. Okay. I know that you can all hear me. Well, I want all of you to unmute.
ماشي الحال ماشي.
Okay.
Miss, sorry, راح الكهرباء.
Okay, unmute.
ليه؟
Heck, unmute.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's start. Here's a paragraph in which it contains dates. It's about soccer, and we have to read it, circle the date, and then we have to fill in the flowchart with the correct information. Okay? I want you to unmute because I want you to interact with me. Don't just be listeners. So Yalla ya Maya, can you start
Okay.
reading?
Yes.
Yeah.
Soccer
Can
is a
I?
game.
Yes, Maya, continue.
A game that has been played for numerous years. In fact, many people believe that it began in England over 800 years ago. About 200 years ago, in the early 1800s,
1800.
boys
Okay, just a second, ya Maya. This is the first date. Okay, this is the for 1800s. Continue.
Boys in England played a sport like soccer, but they called it football. However, each school made up their own rules. In 1863, a group of players
So this
started
is the
spreading.
second date, 1863. So till now we have two dates, two important events. Continue.
A group of players started countries in 1904. This is another date.
This is the third date in 1904. Very good. Okay,
An
continue, Maya.
international group called FIFA formed to make sure that every team around the world followed the same soccer rules. Today, soccer is one of the most popular sports in the world.
Very good. So today is also considered a date because they are talking about our present time, our time now. Okay. So if I asked you now, what happened in 1800s? Who can tell me? Yes, Cillian.
Boys in England played a sport like soccer, but they called it football.
Very good. What happened in 1863? Yalla, quickly.
Can I again?
A group of players met and wrote official rules for soccer.
Very good. Very good. Yalla, ya Kareem, what happened in 1904?
An
international group called
international
FIFA
group
to
called
make sure that
FIFA
every team
make sure that every
around the
team
world followed the
around
soccer
the world follow
rules.
the soccer.
Okay, I said Kareem only, and you were all answering together. Yes, ya Kareem, I asked you to unmute.
Which one, ya miss?
1904. What happened in 1904?
An international group called FIFA formed to make sure that every team around the world followed the same soccer rules.
Very good. Yalla ya Sabine. Today, in 2021. Nowadays.
Soccer is one of the most popular sports in the world.
Very good. Soccer is one of the most popular sports in the world. So this is the way we explained each event apart from the other. Okay, let's now move to the flow chart. In the flow chart, you have to fill in the events correctly based on every year you have. It's very easy. This is it. We fill the events. And I always tell you, this exercise is a free grade, free marks, free grades for you, because no matter what, you will do it correctly. It's very easy. Okay? So now I'm going to start with the vocabulary words. I think we can only finish the vocabulary words today, and tomorrow we will continue with the reading lesson. First of all, let me explain what do we mean by the word anatomist. Okay? Now, if we said, for example, this person is a physicist, it means he is an expert in physics. This person is a chemist. He is an expert in chemistry. This person is an anatomist. It means he is an expert in anatomy. Okay? So an anatomist is a person who is an expert. He has an experience in anatomy. Okay? I'll explain to you what do you mean by anatomy exactly. Let's move to the second sentence. Yalla ya Ismail. Ismail is here. Okay, I will allow you to unmute yourself.
Yes, miss.
Yalla ya Ismail. Read please the sentence in yellow. He ran.
Where is it, miss? Okay. He ran away swiftly when the dog barked at him.
At him. Okay. When you are afraid of something or of a dog and he barks at you, so you run swiftly. It means how do you run?
Quickly.
Quickly. Very good. Okay, so you run quickly. Guys, you can unmute yourself and share with us, but one by one. Okay, the second sentence or number
Miss Anna, I have noise around me.
Okay, if you have noise around you, do not unmute unless I ask you. Okay, يلا يا آدم. يلا يا آدم. Unflinchingly. Do not read the meaning,
Yes,
read
miss.
the example. She.
أي واحدة ماس.
Number 3.
Okay. She started back and
Stared back.
fleetingly at him.
Means she looked.
She stared back unflinchingly at him.
Okay, so when you stare at someone or when you look at someone or when you do something unflinchingly, it means you're doing it without fear. You are not afraid. Okay? You are not afraid. Ahmad. يلا يا أحمد. Number 4.
أي واحدة
Number 4.
بس بالأصفر صح؟
Yes, the example sentence. Yeah.
The city of London is the hub of UK financial world.
Financial world. Okay. So the city of London is the hub. Let me tell you something. Beirut is, or other than Beirut, عشان هلا you will think that it is the capital and they don't want you to think that. Let's say that the basketball is the hub of our school. It means it is what?
Center.
Center, very good. Or if we said the lobby is the hub of the hotel. The lobby is the hub of the hotel. It means it's the center of the hotel. Okay, so when we say it's a hub, it means it's a center or a central part. Number 5, let me see who's going to read it. يلا يا سارة عيسى.
Yes, miss.
يلا سارة.
Number five.
Example sentence, yes.
The creation of independent state has led to resurgence of nationalism.
Resurgence of nationalism. Listen to what this means. The creation of independent states. It means when the independence happened, this led to the resurgence of nationalism. Yani people had more nationalism. Okay, so when there is a resurgence in something, it means there is an increase in something. Okay, increase in something, in a certain activity or in a certain idea. We can say after the teacher promised the student to give them prizes, their let's say their activity at class or after the teacher promised the students to give them prizes, this led to a resurgence of participation. It means they participated more. Okay. Number 6.
Okay.
Riwa, read the sentence number 6, the example sentence.
Miss,
روا يلا يا روا.
Miss أنا معايا مش
Miss عم تسمعينا؟
Yes, I can hear you, روا. يلا.
The art of forming solid objects that represent a thing, person, idea. The museum has several life-sized
sculptures
of people and animals.
Okay, so what do you mean by sculptures? Who can tell me?
Statues.
Very good. It's a statue. Okay, it's a solid object formed to represent something or a person or an idea, and you can find these in museums. Very good, Karim. So sculptures are statues. تماثيل يعني. Okay. يلا يا ليا. Yala Leia. Number 7, meticulous. Leia. Leia. Sarah Balhas. Yala ya Sarah. Number 8, meticulous. Number 7, meticulous. Read the example sentence, Sarah, please.
teacher مش مبينة عند
Miss, can I do
the slide يعني.
Yes, ya Maya, read.
Yeah.
Read.
meticulous the
Read
adjective?
this, meticulous. I want you to read the sentence. Many hours.
Many hours of meticulous preparation have gone into the writing book.
Okay, many hours of meticulous studying have gone into the math exam. So when you do something and it is a meticulous preparation or meticulous thing, what does that mean? Doing it how? You are putting effort. This is what does that mean?
Carefully.
In a careful way.
Actually, we are doing it and we're putting effort on it. Okay, we're doing it with a great attention. So when you do something meticulously, it means you are doing it with a great attention. You are doing it carefully. You are doing it perfectly. Okay. Number 8, Asher, who read it? Abbas.
Yes.
Yalla ya Abbas. Please read the example sentence.
She ushered him into her office and offered him coffee.
She ushered him into her office and offered him coffee. She ushered him how to arrive to the cinema. It means how, what did she do?
She took him somewhere.
Yani she led him to a certain place, right?
Yes.
Yes, or she guided him, let's say. We can say she guided him to a certain place. So she ushered him into her office and offered him coffee. It means she guided him or she led him to her office. It can be also she led someone or she drove someone to a certain place or to guide someone to a certain place. So she ushered him means to show someone where they should go or to guide someone where they should go. Okay?
Okay.
Number 9, notoriety. Let me see who haven't read yet. Sarah Ahmed is not here and Alma. Ali Basma. Ali Fadi Basma. Yalla ya Ali.
Yes.
Read the sentence in number 9.
He achieved notoriety for being difficult to work with an actor.
Okay. He achieved notoriety for being difficult to work with as an actor. Let me tell you something. Let's say that you know a person who is a thief and he is very harmful. Okay, he is very rude, but everybody knows him. Yani whenever you go to a certain place and ask about this person, they tell you, yes, this is his house and this is him and this is what he does and so on. So this person achieved notoriety, okay? But did he achieve notoriety for something good or bad?
Bad.
Bad.
Okay, so notoriety is the state of being famous. Yani everybody knows you, but they know you for your bad habits, not for your good habits. يعني in Arabic بنسميها السمعة السيئة. Okay? Yes?
Yes, miss.
Okay, miss.
Okay, so when someone is famous, everybody knows him in the neighborhood, everybody knows him in the country, but he is well known for his bad traits, not his good traits. So this is what you mean by notoriety. Okay?
Okay.
Now let's move to the last word before we end. We still have 4 minutes. Oh my God. Anatomy. Gabby, please read it.
Anatomy is the branch of biology concerned with the study of the structure of organisms and their parts.
Okay, first of all, let me tell you something. Anatomy is a Greek word, okay? It's a Greek word, and it means in English dissection. Dissection ماخدينها انتو in biology, which is تشريح, right? You took this before?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes.
In biology.
Dissect a mouse or a frog. أكيد you took this before. Okay. So anatomy is a Greek word because the scientists, the woman who did this science is a Greek person. So she called this science anatomy, and it means dissection. This part or this is a branch of biology. So people who study biology study this branch concerned with the study of the structure of organisms and their parts. So this science studies the structure, يعني what is this organ made up of and what does this organ contain, okay? For many different reasons. Hala, I will tell you some of the reasons, and tomorrow you will discover more when you read the story or the text. First of all, when you want to know about any organ in your body, or you want to examine any organ in your body, you can go to a doctor. He can do a dissection. He can do a certain surgery if you are sick, if you need a surgery. So all of these came after the discovery of this science. And the most important thing that this science did is that we can make studies on animals, especially when we make a new medicine. Okay, we can dissect animals, we can try it on animals before we try it on human beings. And the third very important reason or very important achievement of anatomy is that this science allowed people to know the reason of the death of every person in the world. So if a person is killed, they can know if he is killed or he committed suicide by anatomy. If this person died, even though if he is, no one killed him, but you can do anatomy or dissection in order to know how did this person die. Okay, so all of these are under the big title anatomy, يعني تشريح. Okay, so this science is a very important science. It led to many achievements in our nowadays life. Now, tomorrow we are going to discuss who discovered this science, who started this science, and why and how. And we are going also to talk about the importance of this science based on the medical field and so on. Okay, so this was everything. Now I want you today at home, watch the video lecture. Okay, watch the read the lecture, read the text if you have time, and you have nothing to do. I think in the afternoon you have even no homework. So watch the lecture video, read the text in order to... Yes.
الفليب جريد بعد فينا نعمله ولا خلاص ما عادش فينا؟
Yes, till today at 12.
هلا.
Okay. لل 12 AM 12 بالليل I will stop. Okay.
اوكي. فكرت خلص لانه ما عادش معانا وقت.
No, you have time. So guys, read the text.
بس أنا حفظت 35.
Yes. So today, Miss, you have.
بس أنا حفظتهم بس ما بدي أعمل.
Okay, but you have to say the two verbs, the infinitive and the past. No one is allowed to, like, someone asked me if his mom or his sister or his brother can tell him the infinitive verb and he tells the past. No, I want you to memorize both. Yeah, you will recite both.
Yes, أنا حفظتهم كلهم.
Okay. Aslan, you know.